Oh, welcome. We're here at a new season, season 4, episode 1, Purple Splendor. And if you've watched these before, you would know that we don't have a purple or a pink. We don't really have that. We have the magenta, which is like, it's good enough. I guess for this, it is actually good. So I guess good thing it's a purple Splendor, not a pink Splendor. Because if it was a pink Splendor, we'd be making a purple Splendor, which is what we're doing today. Send tweet. We're gonna go. Actually, honestly, I might fill this whole thing with a gray. Let's try that. We're gonna use the fill tool for the first time in a while. We don't use the fill tool very much. Morning prank, you're gay. That's what we like to hear. Is your Monday going just awesome? Well, I saw your Snapchat, but so hopefully it's more hype now than what it was prior to whatever you know. You know. Well, we have a pretty chill scene here for this Bob Ross painting. Just kind of like there's actually not a whole lot in this one. Just like some trees, got a little cabin, the classic cabin. I think it's been a bit since we've had a cabin, actually. I believe. It's been a while since we've had one. Damn, this sun is bright today. What is it? It's 25 Celsius. Holy shit. And you know what I haven't done? I haven't gone outside today. Because I'm terrible at doing that. The good news, Prank, is that I'm trying my best to convince David to leave early on Friday so we can get to your house early and then also not deal with traffic. Because getting to your house earlier would be nice, so we're there just like earlier in the day. Be kind of funny because like last time when we went to your house, we got there at like fucking 10 p.m. You walked to your Thai food and it's really nice out and warm. Take it in while you can. Honestly, maybe I should go for a walk later today at some point, but we'll see what happens. Because I'm going to be doing this, and then I might stream something after this. I don't know. I thought about maybe trying more lethal Iron Man, but we'll see. Today's also Anna's birthday. I don't know if she's trying to do like birthday gaming with us or something. I don't know. Honestly, not too sure. Yeah, I didn't realize it was 25 Celsius. That's crazy. Your day off hasn't been approved yet. It's been like a week, right, since you submitted it, I'm pretty sure. Something like that, I believe, is what you said. Okay, we're gonna use the white for this. This one kind of comes like all the way over here. We're gonna like, and then like, and then, phew. Look at that. So this painting is mostly gonna use this light gray, white, the magenta, and we're gonna use a bit of brown on the cabin. We might use a bit of blue on the snow if we're being crazy today, and I'll probably use some black on the cabin and the trees in the foreground, and this like, and like those like little like rock shapes. Adge, any exclamation mark. Twitch Prime. Good morning, Owl. How are we today? Feels edge. Perplexity. Alright. Figuring out what to clean up here while your mom is on her vacation. Oh yeah. How long is she on that for? Kind of forgot about that. You get back home and then it's like, oops, I'm on vacation, or I'm home alone again because, yep. Yo, let me tell you though, last night, on the cruise till the 29th, damn. It's a little bit. But I guess if you're on a cruise, you might as well be there for a while. I couldn't imagine going on a cruise and only being on it for like 2 days. That would feel like a waste for something like that. That's why like every time I've gone to America, I'm like for GDQs, I'm like, I want to go the full week, get there on the Saturday early as possible. I want to I want to optimize my time. But yeah, last night, let me tell you, it was like 11 p.m. and I was like, you know, I'm gonna work out. So I did this like 12-minute ab workout, and then I did like a 20-ish minute I guess like bike ride on the indoor bike we have. And then I did 15 chin-ups, and then I did like a 1.5-minute plank. I showered after that, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking dead feeling after all that. But I was like, yeah, I feel good that I did that, though. Like, it felt good to do. I was glad that I did it. I'm prank. 5-stream watch streak? Yes. Love this. Hey, you better talk to your VP, though, about that day off. You need to get back into your routines. 3. Go. We're just gonna, like... Just gonna, you know, plop in some tree things. I kind of like these like background tree shapes of just like doing like some vertical lines like this. But it works out, I think. I want it to like kind of like fade out, and we can kind of like go back in and like make it fade out a bit more. Feels too long. Now we can go in with the gray. Check this out. And we're gonna want to do the same like on this side. So I'm kind of blend out. No treadmill still. I have no idea what's happening with that. No idea. So, maybe someday. Yeah, the bike is doing good. I think it's working out good. It's just like I would enjoy like having like the option of using like the treadmill also just to shake things up. Cause it's like for the for this video that, or I guess like this guy that Ebo got me on a while back when he like when him and I started that 2-week ab challenge that I never finished, rip. But that guy has like a bunch of videos, and like so I'll just like sometimes just like use one of his videos and just work out to that, because his videos will be like, okay, so we have like 12 exercises and they're all like 40 seconds and non-repeats, so it's like pretty nice in that sense. This cabin feels like it's just like in the wrong spot. We're just gonna like, oh, she forgot to put in the calendar. Feels good. All right, we're back. Anyways, gonna be talking to David, or well, I'm pretty sure David is on board with leaving earlier in the day. I'm also just using this to like block out this shape in case you're curious. I'm just like, we're gonna go over it with white, as Bob would say. But it doesn't matter what color I use because we're gonna go over it later anyways. Just to get it like blocked in is the thing. Well, it feels good. Yeah, having the variety is good. I agree. I just remember one of the videos I did from that guy, it was like I think it was just like a 10-minute ab workout, but it was no breaks in between. That was a fucking tough one. That was a hard one. Because normally in like the videos that he has, you get like a 10-second break in between each one. But there was one video I did where there was no breaks. It was kind of crazy. But it was a good workout. I guess that's what counts, right? Well, that's good to know, Prac, that you're confirmed for that day off. So I guess now the only condition for us getting there to your place early is David being up and ready in time, and also me being up and ready in time. I should like try and like get my schedule like all good. So like on Friday, I just like wake up, because I ideally want to be up at like 11 or so on Friday, so I have time to like shower and like eat and then get ready, and then hopefully like my ideal scenario is like David comes by like noon-ish, and then we like, you know, do whatever Probably David's gonna go to the store and get some stuff. I'm pretty sure like the past few times we've gone to your house, Prac, like we usually like David usually goes to the grocery store and gets some few things. It's Skittle. Good morning, Pedro. Any Pedros in chat? So yeah, that's my ideal scenario. And then like we get to Prax at like I don't know like 2 or like 2 by 3. Like if we're on the road by like 1:32-ish, that should be good, I think. We'll just see though. We'll see what happens. Or it'll all go to shit and then we leave here and it's like 4 p.m. anyways. We'll see what happens. Like, look at our little cabin though. Doesn't it turned out so nice? Yeah, let's see how it looks. If we get like a little bit of blue. I'm gonna go back in with the white. I'm not too concerned with what happens like over here in this like left side in the back. Just because it's gonna be kind of like covered up with this like big tree that's gonna appear in front of it, but we still want it to not just be left untouched, I guess. Okay, so thoughts. I thought about maybe streaming some lethal Iron Man runs after this. Thoughts? Maybe Skittle potentially inspired me yesterday. Or got me thinking about it again. I was like, damn, it's been a while since I've tried one. We'll see what happens. I'm also wondering if we're gonna play tonight for Anna's birthday. Since I figured she'd probably want to play. So we'll see what happens. Probably if she's even trying to play. I don't know if she's busy or not today. If she's got them plans going. What are you up to right now, Scooter? Anything exciting? Question mark? You know what's interesting though, that's unrelated to anything that's being talked about, is that the Rivals team, that they put out a Forsburn character trailer which goes live in like 40 minutes. But like people saw it and were just like confused because it's like the character like has already been like accessible for, like for this whole demo week that just happened, which also ended. Rip. Like I'm surprised they didn't like release it like, you know, last week at this time. I don't know. What if they like meant to release it last week and forgot? Lol. That would've been kind of funny. Filling out a pre-interview screening, maybe the worst type of pre. Honestly, I agree. Just like how we're gonna have this fence back here. Check it. Just little boom. And then, and then, look at that. It's on the calendar, officially approved. Let's go. Yes. That's what I like to hear. Might just like get the... Oh, the Mario brush is too big. Just to create our layers, you know? We want the layers. We're just gonna come in with the stretch real quick. But we're gonna come in with the black. Also, I'm pretty sure David still doesn't know that Cats is coming to your place, Brack, so... At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna not say anything, lol, and just have him find out. Because at this point, it might as well, right? I feel like may as well. Is there anyone else to invite? I invited Vince. I told him like 2 weeks ago, like, hey, we're going to Prax like at the end of the month for his birthday, and when I messaged him that, he said, so I think he's coming. Margaret, Paint Monday, General So Burrito today. Okay, I'll get it. Honestly, I like that, Ebo. You should definitely keep going with that. Definitely get it. But who's gonna get me a burrito? Blubbers, Sag, Dedge. Got your burrito right here. Connecting the chat. Blubbers. Welcome to the chat room. Okay, I guess we're back. Question mark. Chat, are we here? I think Twitch just had a moment for a sec there. Okay, we're good. I want a burrito too, Blubbers. I'm getting a burrito this weekend. Yay. Smile. Prax said you're getting a burrito this weekend. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ebo. What kind of burrito? A boys variety burrito. I don't know, I usually just get chicken from there. They do have pulled pork though. You know what I heavy fuck with though? Carnitas. Carnitas are crazy. Love a carnitas burrito. Ads. We should start a restaurant called Boyo Burrito. Everyone's in ads right now. Don't worry, Skittle. We can keep talking while these plebs are in an ad. Such is the way of the ad. I know, right? Pretty unbelievable that I would say such a thing. Ooh. That's... The picture-in-picture strat? Well, you know, like on desktop, when you get like an ad, it's supposed to put the stream to the side, so you can still see it. But for some reason, it just like doesn't work half the time. I have no idea, like if it's like a bug, or if it just isn't supposed to work all the time, or I don't know. I have no idea. It's bizarre. A restaurant called Boyo Burrito, though. We could. 3, 2, 1. Got a blast. Shouts to Jimmy Neutron. It's a fucking throwback, though. Yeah, Twitch is pretty flawless, though, isn't it? You know what the worst timeline, though, is that allegedly Blue Bob isn't making it to Prax anymore. Blubbers, I'm actually crying in the club as we speak. Goddard was the best dog. He was pretty chill. I must say, he was pretty chill. But yo, why was Carl always like simping for Jimmy's mom? Like, for real. I don't know. Anybody know about that one? Someone did covers for some songs using Carl's voice. Are they hype? And you know what I really appreciate? That there was like a little era on YouTube where for some fucking reason, like all these like AI cover songs kept appearing on my feed, or where it's just like literally any song you can think of, like any video game song, like oh like City Escape, Sonic Adventure 2, extended by AI. Like fuck off. Anytime I saw any of those, I would just like click like don't recommend channel ever again and get off my feed. So that seemingly has gone away though. Or I've just gotten lucky with my algorithm. That tree is angled, goddamn, but that's okay. You know what is hype though? Is that blue sky been popping off? We out here getting like a not evil social media incoming. I don't know, my favorite part about just like using it is like when I scroll my feed, it's like basically just art, honestly. That's like basically all it is. It's so good. The tree is super falling over, but that's okay. That's what trees be doing sometimes. I just hope it stays that way and doesn't become like corrupt like in a few years, or like gets bought out by some evil bastard. I don't know. Just hoping for the best. I guess that's all you can really do, right? I don't know, but it's becoming a lot more like for real this time, like people like unironically switching over. Because at this point, like, I'm ready for Twitter to die off. As unfortunate as to say, I'm ready for it. I've accepted it. There's no turning back. Like, there's no way it's gonna get better. Like, unless of that fuckhead just disappears off the face of the planet. Sooner than later, I welcome it. It's like, I in modern years have not used DeviantArt at all. Not a single bit. But all I've heard, anytime I hear people talk about DeviantArt, is how far it's fallen. And how, like, they actively just, like, promote, like, AI shit. How they just are basically just against their artists. Like, against, like, their actual artists, the people who, like, built the platform and made it what it is. I haven't used that site in, like, 10 years, probably. It's been so long since I've touched it. It's like, how do you fall from grace so far? I don't get it. I don't understand how that even happens. Maybe it's just people showing their true colors. It's like this one AVGN quote of him saying like I wish I could show these developers, or like I wish I could reach into these developers and rip out their heart and show it to them so they can see how cold and black it is. It's something like that. Something along those lines, he says. And it's like, honestly, that's so fucking real though. Yeah, agreed. I saw some like bumper sticker randomly like a few weeks back, just like online, of somebody's Tesla, and it just says like, we bought this before we knew how like stupid he was or whatever. It's like, honestly, that's so valid. Also my nail, like I need a file. Like it's all like randomly like sharp. I've just been like rubbing it this whole time. Like I don't know. It's got that texture. It's been weird. But you know something, like, okay, we're gonna pivot the topic. We're gonna like just throw those thoughts away. But new topic. So we've been watching like Breaking Bad, or at least we were, and we watched a few more episodes a few days ago for the first time in like 3 months or something. And in one of the episodes that we watched, they're talking about like TVs. I think the show takes place in like the like mid 2000s, something like that. And like one of the characters is talking about like, oh, like yeah, there's gonna be like a big like TV here, and like someone's like, oh yeah, I get like a plasma screen, and it's just like, damn, like hearing plasma, like nobody talks about plasma TVs anymore. When was the last time somebody talked about a plasma screen, or like thought about getting one? Like it just made me think about how like, I guess like stuff like that has evolved. Like I remember when in like the like 2012 or so, we were like, you know, getting a new TV for our family room, and we were thinking of getting a 3D TV. Y'all remember the hype of 3D TVs when that was such like a short-lived fad. I guess it must have been like on like the hype of Real D 3D and all that. Thank God we didn't get one, because it would probably just be like a waste if we had one. Oh, 08 to 2010. Okay, so not too far from what I said. Yeah, it's just like wild thinking about that sort of stuff. Or like how the space in the family room, like that's outside of my room where like the TV goes, there is like a big like section in the wall that's dedicated for like those kind of like older early 2010 HD TVs that were like those HD TVs that had those like giant like 2 to 3 foot tall like bottoms beneath them, and they were like in the middle of like CRT like design and like flat screen TVs before like flat screens became like what they are nowadays, where they're like actually flat screens. So like when they were building this house, like they straight up like designed that for those TVs, because I guess that was like what TVs were like back in that time. But now it's just kind of like awkward. because like it just doesn't like fit properly. Sign of the Times, yeah. It's like anytime I see like I guess any of the original like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, how like in the first one there's like that scene like towards the end of the movie where Peter like he's in like the hospital and he like runs to, like use like a payphone in there. Or how like in I forget if it's the second or third one. I mean, it probably happens in both at some points where like you just see them like using like a cell phone and it's like a flip phone cell phone. Like, I don't know, there's just something funny about, or just something interesting about that sort of stuff. Or like how even for like a more like a newer-ish example of this sort of thing, how in, I guess, I mean, it's still modern, how in this one part of My Hero, I guess like the whole like thing of what's happening in this specific scene is like that they're all like in like this this training camp thing and like in this foresty thing and shit goes bad and they're all like kind of split up from each other. And so like they make a specific point at one point to like break one of the characters' phones. So it's like, oh, I can't contact anyone because it's like, oh, everyone's gonna have a phone on them. So I guess it's just kind of interesting like how to think about like that sort of stuff. But it's also kind of funny on the flip side, like how it's in a Dragon Ball superhero. I guess the most recent Dragon Ball movie that came out like a couple years ago, how like in that like they're like giving characters like phones because now it's like, oh well, in the actual world like everybody has cell phones. So it's like it's just like, oops, all right, here's Piccolo trying to use like a cell phone or like a smartphone, whatever. So kind of funny that like there's just like stuff like that. I guess since like when like Dragon Ball started, how cell phones weren't a thing. So now it's like adapting to the modern times of cell phones being like such a common thing. Just me randomly getting a 5-second ad on Justin's stream just now. Just randomly, question mark. I don't know why that happened. It was so random. Especially because it was only 5 seconds too. Like that was the weird part about it. The good news is we are looking at a sub 1 coming up on this painting. It's only been 47 minutes. We're almost done. We just gotta do this water basically, and that's it. I think the colors in this one kind of make this painting a bit more rough to try and replicate. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best, chat. Right, Prack, who is existing. What? Butter, I'm twerking. Purple Splendor with only one purple to work with. Yeah. I should probably put a bit more purple on these trees. This would be hype if if I was in a different timeline where I was some like massive streamer and I was getting like people to like do these like Mario Paint paintings like with me, like just to see like how other people like would approach stuff like this. But also that like for the full experience, like that would require you like actually like owning a Super Nintendo and the game and the mouse. Because fun fact, you can't play this game with at least on console, you can't play with a normal controller. So like for Secret Santa last year, when Arma gifted me a new Mario Paint mouse, which is the one I currently use because mine was kind of like bad and faulty. I'm pretty sure they got like a whole like set where it came with like the game, the mouse, and the mouse pad, and they just gave me like the mouse and the mouse pad. So they have like, I'm pretty sure, a cartridge of Mario Paint, but they don't have a way to use it because they didn't keep like a mouse for themselves. I should have for at BGDQ, I should have brought my old mouse and gave it to Arma so they could have like just like used it. Granted, if everyone had Mario Paint in the specific hardware, yeah. That's the thing too. Like you could emulate it and do it with like a computer mouse, but like I don't know. I don't think it'd be quite the same doing it like that, you know? I don't think it'd be quite the same experience. That's like an interesting part, I think, with AVGN, how he, I don't know if he still sticks to this, but I know for years he said like, you know, like I don't like emulate my games, like there's just something about like actually playing the game like on the console on a couch. But one thing to that is that I do know nowadays he doesn't even use like a CRT anymore on his setup. He has like an HD TV or monitor or whatever with like some kind of upscaler setup going. Which it's interesting to see that, I guess, from him. We're going with like a bit of the darker gray just to get some like a little bit of variations, you know? Put a little bit of blue here, I think also. Little hints of it. Just so it feels a bit more like alive. That's the thing, like I didn't watch Bob like paint this one, but I would assume like in parts he'll probably get like the knife and like get we're gonna get the titanium white and then put like just a touch of like the phthalo blue and like mix it together, and then like just like drag it along so you get like the hints of like the white and the blue all like blended together, and then like you put some of the purple in there too. All the little like techniques that you could do. Might actually go in with a bit of the darker gray, like right here. Just so we can get like a little bit more of like a distinction between like the two planes here. I think this one is a little rough around the edges, but I don't think it's turning out bad. I don't think so. Like I said, I think the colors of this one make it a little tricky to kind of do. I do think like right here, these trees I think should be a lot smaller. But I also want the sky to like be a little bit less like dull. So I'm gonna like just go in with like a bit of that. And then like come back with the light gray. Just to tone it back a little bit. Also, I realized that I only ended up streaming the Rivals demo once on the Monday. Oops. I intended to stream it more, but then I just kind of like didn't, lol. So, whoopsie. But I was just kind of vibing. I don't know. I was having a good time just chilling. I didn't grind it super hard this time around. But maybe I felt less inclined to super grind it because the full game is going to release on literally, I'm pretty sure it's like 1 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So like, technically speaking, less than 2 days from now, it'll be out anyways. Unlike before where it's like, oh shit, I only have 1 weekend to play this until I have to wait like another month. Like the whole time of waiting for the ability to play Rivals 2, it's just been like, it's been like a dream almost. Like it's crazy to think about how like there was a time where it was like, wow, like the game like just got like announced that it's a thing, but I'm not gonna be able to play it, or like it's not gonna come out for like another like year and a half, and then that's all past now. It's kind of fucked to think about. Yeah, it is just a few days away. Just a few days away, baby. Kinda, yeah, it's still surreal. And honestly, their demo probably couldn't have gone like any better than this. Like, I don't know, they got so many people playing it. Like, I can only imagine like it probably like blew their expectations out the water. I was surprised to see like a week and a half ago-ish that they like made a post saying like, wow, we got like 200,000 wish lists on Steam. I'm like, holy shit, that's insane numbers. Like, at least in my head, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people to wish list this. Now, I'm very certain like a large chunk of those people are not gonna actually buy the game at the end of the day, but that says something. That really says something for them. The actual Smash killer question mark though. Smash is certainly going nowhere in a competitive sense, but damn if this isn't gonna usher in a new era. Being able to play a game competitively without having to worry about the game's creator actively working against you all the time. Like, that's just something I'll never understand. Why Nintendo has just been historically been so like against the Smash scene. It's like they're literally only doing good for your game. Like, I wonder how many more people purchased and maybe are still purchasing Ultimate because of the competitive scene. Like, if there's no competitive scene, like in a different timeline, there's just no Smash scene at all. Like, surely the game is much smaller in that case, right? Surely. Like, I can't imagine like the game would be doing better. But I guess like Rivals 2, it's definitely kind of like at this point a lot more catered towards like that competitive side of things. Like, I know one thing that helped the original Rivals a lot is once a workshop became a thing, because it just added like infinite like possibilities for what people could create and add to the game. It's like, hey, you want this thing? Just make it real quick. I don't know how easy it was to make a character or anything. I never looked into that, but the fact that it was possible was pretty cool. I know they plan on having workshop for the sequel at some point. I just don't know when that'll be. Yeah, there are a lot of pro Melee players that are all about Rivals too. I know like at least like the people I follow, I know like Mango and Void were playing it a lot. And I know Plup was playing it a little bit. I think Cody was I don't follow Cody actually at all, but I'm pretty sure I saw him playing it a decent bit. Yeah, the roster size of Ultimate, it's impressive. There's no denying that it's not impressive, but damn if it in some ways doesn't like almost work against it. In some ways, I don't know, just having to deal with so much. It's just so much to deal with. But there's also gonna be like a large chunk of Smash players that like will never do anything other than Smash. It's like, no, I'm gonna die on the Smash train. I just remember seeing like a tweet about Ultimate a few weeks back saying something like the problem with Ultimate is people are trying to like squeeze sauce out of a sauceless game and are just getting like sputtering farts. And I'm like, honestly, that's kind of valid. That's a valid point, I think. But it definitely blows how like the game is, you know, all fucked up with Steve and just DLC. Like my understanding is that like if it wasn't for Steve, like Kazuya is like the other problem character in the game. Like I get that Ultimate isn't like designed to be like it's not designed to be like a serious competitive game, even though they definitely like are more aware we're more aware of it in Ultimate's dev cycle for sure. But it's not like something like Street Fighter, where it's like that's like what the game was being made for in the first place. For example. But it's just weird that like the same thing, well, I guess like less so with Smash 4, but more so with Ultimate, where like the base roster was definitely a lot more tame. And then as DLC went on, it became just a lot more like just kind of like gimmick, I guess, to say the least. That's my opinion on it, at least. But also at the same time, in Ultimate, having so many characters is just like, it'll lead so many people to being like, oh shit, I can play as insert basically any character here and play them. It's like, damn, that's cool for them. Yeah, I would definitely not want to be in charge of trying to balance a character roster like Ultimate. Plus, also, like, I couldn't imagine like all the the checks you have to go through when making a new character for something like Ultimate. Because it's like, okay, like we have like we're gonna make this character. Like, what's all like the special, unique interactions they have to deal with? Like, oh, like what's their Kirby copy gonna be? Like, what happens when like these things happen? I don't know, it's crazy. Dota 2 has 125 heroes, and 90% of them are viable in internationals this year. Sheesh. So you're saying it wasn't like the equivalent of Smite then, where like each team has like the same like mage like auto picked at the start of each round because it's the broken one. That's like actually a few nights ago. I don't know if you were listening or not, Skittle, but I was trying to describe why you think Scylla is the most terribly designed god in Smite 1, and I ended up getting to the point of saying that it was like the Havoc shotgun, basically. That was what that's how I like, that was my analogy at one point, was like, it's basically the Havoc shotgun. Where it's like, I don't know, just Crush being super stupid. But I was like, you know, I think this is actually a good comparison. The fucking Havoc shotgun. That's kind of crazy though. That there was that many of them that were viable. Yeah, true. Not hiring dumbasses is indeed a good point. That is a very important thing. Yo, has anything more happened with that one character that got shown for like that story thing, that story trailer like a month back or so? Like if that character is gonna become like a playable character or not? Or if we're still just like waiting room RTA? No, damn. We're still in the waiting room. On that note, honestly, I think I'm calling this painting done. I think it's at a point where I think I could keep doing more and refining it, but when it gets to that point and we're past the hour mark, I'm like, I think we're gonna call it done there.